Welcome to the Retrospection section, where we review old writing we were once proud of. I'm Max, here with my co-host Rava, and we love to make fun of ourselves. In this episode, we will learn why it's important to keep old writing around. It keeps you humble. Today we're going to be reviewing my, quote, novels, unquote, which I wrote when I was about 11. I count them as my first serious writing, which is a sad commentary because these things are odious. The first of these books is called The Writers and follows the story of some teenagers in a dystopian world in which a superhuman police force called Writers exists to keep the humans in line. This main character, or at least the guy who is the main character for the first half of the novel, is called Evan, and together with his useless friends Wenda and Jeffy, he encounters an exiled writer called Coryn. They then take down the government with pretty much no trouble at all. So sit back, relax, and cringe with us. I highlighted the entire first chapter of this abomination, and I'm going to do the honors for this one. There's a couple things I might have to have Rava read. Outside the cities, there was nothing, or so everyone that was trapped inside them was told by the writers.
That passive voice.
But Evan knew better. He knew there was something more than sitting in his dorm room with his roommate and playing chess all day. There were better things for a 14th to do. Side note, considering I'm 14 years old, they'll say I'm a 14th. I don't know what kind of dystopian...
Didn't they do that in, like, The Giver or something?
Possibly. Yeah.
Or, like, the 11s and the 14s or
Yeah,
something?
you might be right. Maybe I, like, or maybe consciously included this. This whole thing is a rip-off of the Ugly series. He had been concocting a plan, and it had taken a lot of time, but Evan had been ready for it. He wanted out. Jolting him from his ponderings, Evan's roommate, Jeffy, came up from behind and leapfrogged over him. He's just sitting in a chair. Okay, whatever.
What?
Finished yet, he asked. Yeah, but it's still a little fuzzy, Evan said. What? Whoa, so what's the plan? Are you sure you want to come with me, Evan asked. Of course, you're my best friend. Now just tell me the plan, Jeffy told him. Okay, well, first we have to get through the dorm security system, Evan started. Go on, Jeffy gave him a reassuring grin. Then we have to run through Edison Garden. After that, we get on a hover bike from Georgia's bike rentals. We have to steal one, Evan continued. That'll be tricky. Yeah, and then we'll go down Langle Street until we hit the edge of town, Evan went on.
Were you a Wrinkle in Time fan?
No, I actually did not like that book.
Oh, okay.
So then, once we get out of the city, we will go, which direction, Evan asked. How about west? Jeffy offered. Yeehaw, Evan said without any real emotion. When do we leave?
Right.
Tonight. Yeah, because you have every contingency planned out. Okay, the next thing I have marked with just the word disgusting. So they're out of their room now, and they're walking down the hallway. Some girl opens her door. Wenda, Jeffy whispered dreamily. Evan rolled his eyes. He never understood the concept of love.
Same.
Shut up, lover boy, and stick to the plan. Unfortunately, Wenda had already heard Jeffy's whisper of love. Who's there? She asked. Nobody, Jeffy said. Evan punched Jeffy in the arm. Yeah, that helps a lot. Yeah, Wenda, there's nobody here. Ignore the whispers of your boyfriend. Wenda's jaw dropped. My what? Ew! In all caps with like 17 W's.
How old are they?
13? 14? 14. They're 14. Jeffy blushed tremendously. No, I mean, we were just getting up to go to the bathroom, and we saw you here, and then, ugh, Evan, you little ruiner.
You little ruiner. I'm just gonna call people that.
Okay, next one was marked by you.
Yep.
Super shocker. Very much like the Neonets in the Disordered Edition.
No, but I wrote better than the usual weapon names.
Oh, God.
I like Super Shocker better than Neonet. It makes me think of, like, just a super soaker, but with, like, electricity coming out of it instead of
It's
water.
electric. Boogie woogie woogie.
Oh my god.
Okay, this one I have marked with Evan's sociopathic tendencies are definitely not worrying at all.
Oh!
Okay, so they had been traveling for about 2 hours when the sun had begun to nudge the horizon. Should we stop, Jeffy said. Why should we? I can still see the city from here, Evan commented. Yeah, Evan, I'm getting sort of tired. Could we at least rest a little bit, Wenda said. Oh, fine, take 5. I'm going to look for food, Evan said, rolling his eyes. No sooner than he had walked 20 feet into the dense forest than he spotted something out of place. He called to Wenda and Jeffy. They came running over. What is it? Jeffy said, panting in the humid air. I don't really know, but do you see that bit of white right there? See it? I think so, Jeffy said, squinting. Oh my gosh, Wenda said. It's a ... human! The kids ran over to see. Evan got there first. Crud, dudes! Look at this!
Crud, dudes! When's the last time you genuinely said crud?
Probably in this document.
I think I upgraded to crap when I was like 11 or 12.
Same. Oh no, this is embarrassing. Okay, crud, dudes, look at this, Evan said, looking in horror at the beautiful brown-haired girl lying in the leaves. The girl's face was scarily pretty, with aristocratic features that had a cruel edge. If her eyes had been open, Evan would have seen that they'd be amber-colored, and they'd be like a raptor's eyes, intense but knowing. I can't take this seriously. She looked nasty smart, Evan could tell just by looking at her. Somewhere between a princess and a karate expert. Dot, dot, dot.
So literally it's just a special.
Yeah, I told you I ripped this straight off from Uglies. Jeffy got there next. What is it? Oh, whoa, dude, you know I can't stand the sight of blood. Dot, dot, dot. At this statement, Jeffy fell to the ground, fainted. Evan, what? Jeffy, what? Did you knock him out or something? No, Evan said he fainted when he saw this. I totally thought that said he fainted when he saw the tits. Wenda looked over at what Evan was kneeling by. Oh no, what happened? Who is she? Wenda said, looking a little woozy. I have no clue, but she looks like someone didn't care about seeing people's intestines when they cut her like this, Evan said, turning away, disgusted. She's dead, Wenda said flatly. You think? What should we do? We can't just leave her like this. Bears will come after us. What? This is one concern.
She's not dead, is she?
You mean like those ones in the history book from 200 years ago? Ooh, those things are scary, Wenda said. Okay, what? Evan's sentence was cut short by a little rustle. He looked down. The girl was moving. Oh my gosh, Wenda said. That's crazy. She shouldn't be alive. Unless she's a... ... Writer? Got that much, you dumb city kid, said the girl weakly. Evan
I wonder who this is.
The worst character ever. Evan looked down at the girl, baffled. He was in the presence of someone totally evil, fast, smart, tough, frighteningly beautiful, and a member of a top secret agency. Remember top secret agency, okay? Just remember that for later.
That literally everyone knows about, though.
Yeah, exactly.
The first line of the book talks about him.
Agency that worked to make sure the people of the city were kept stupid and unaware of the outside world. This was a person who had made him live in complete boredom for 14 years of his life, not knowing that there was something more out there for him to see. He wanted to be rid of her more than anything else. As if Wenda could read his thoughts, she said, Evan, I forbid you to kill this girl. She may be a member of some evil place that destroys people's futures, but that does not give you the right to do something evil to her. She needs our help.
Oh my god.
Evan's like, I literally want to murder her. Oh, next section.
Oh boy.
So they decide to save this girl.
Of course.
And Evan's like, your mom's a doctor. She gave you medical books for your birthday last year. Can you remember anything you read in there? Evan said, hopefully. Oh, yeah. Okay, for deep torso cuts, you're supposed to put some kind of cold stone on the wound.
What?
Like, how about limestone, Wenda said.
Is that actually good advice? That sounds like you're just putting germs in it. Just find a rock and put it in your wound. You're fine.
Okay. So we just find a piece of limestone, like that big rock you're sitting on, Evan asked. Wenda looked down. Okay, but first we have to put fabric over her. Your tunic, she giggled. What? No, I'm not taking off my shirt. Are you mad? Evan shouted. Well, if you don't want her to die, Wenda giggled again. They're being surprisingly chill about this.
Right? Like...
Fine then. Like any 14-year-old boy would be embarrassed to rip his shirt off.
In front of a girl. I've known 14-year-old boys.
That's so ominous.
It really was. It wasn't meant to be, but, like, it's still accurate.
Fine then, here you go. Evan reluctantly took off his tunic and threw it at Wenda. This temporarily woke up the writer, who looked at the shirtless Evan with interest.
Yeah, see, he
My
knew.
My intestines are falling out. Her intestines are falling out, and she's just like, that 14-year-old.
How did I already forget her intestines are falling out? Tearing Evan a new one.
To tearing Evan's tunic, I want to, into strips and wrapping them around the girl's body, pulling away each time the girl let out a scream. But she's just like ogling Evan. Finally, the job was done. Evan found a couple light pieces.
No, wait, that just gave me an amazing mental image. Wenda's just like working on her, tying up her wound, bandaging up her wound. She is on the ground, staring Evan dead in the eye. And then every so often it hurts. And without breaking eye contact, she just goes, ah! Just stare him dead in the face and scream.
Finally, the job was done. Evan found a couple light pieces of limestone to lie on the girl. Thankfully, she was passed out again, so he didn't have to listen to her shouts for mercy anymore. End of section. Okay, so Evan offers to, like, help her get back to her headquarters or whatever, and he's like, what do you say? What do I say? Coryn's voice broke, and she looked out over the river in the moonlight, remembering something. I say that would be great, except I can never go back. I'm supposed to be dead, like I just said, so I'm stuck here with a whole bunch of 14ths. Yeah, 2, anyway, and a 13th, because of Wenda. How old are you? Evan said, ignoring Coryn's little outbursts, like she was a little kid having a tantrum. Older and smarter than you dumb city kids. With that, Coryn dove back into the river. Oh yeah, she was taking a bath before that. She was bathing.
So she's just, that's like the best I'm out. Like, I'm done with this fight. Dive into the river.
Bye, Felicia. Okay, so this is just... I tagged this with remember this line. Evan was sitting up late at night watching Coryn sitting at the river, wondering what she was thinking, wondering if writers could even think. No matter how much she was going to help them, if at all, he vowed to hate her forever. Okay, remember that. I tagged this one with personality 180. So what's on tab for today? Running away from evil, gigantic monsters that knock you off towers, Coryn said, glancing at Evan. Oh, I forgot to tell you last night. I can read your dreams. Why, you little...
What?
I don't know. Yeah, aren't I great? Coryn said sarcastically. No, you're horrible. I should have just ignored you when I saw you in the leaves, Evan shouted. How many times do I have to say it? I didn't want to be saved. So thanks to you, I have to deal with a whole bunch of 14s that have no idea how to survive in the wild, let alone make breakfast by themselves. So thanks a lot. I'm sorry, Coryn, Evan said, looking down at his shoes. He realized he really was a dumb city kid. Sure you are. You hate the writers. We're just trying to protect you. But not me. Not anymore. Kill me. This one. He regretted making Coryn sad. Remember when he said he was gonna hate her forever?
And that was, let me see, that was literally 1 page ago.
Okay, so they arrive at a random fucking wedding that is just hanging out in the woods. Coryn, what are you doing here? Evan said, baffled. Making sure you don't get killed, you little brats, Coryn said, stepping out from her hiding place in the shadows.
The shadow.
The shadow fears nothing. So Coryn's like, bye-bye, I'm gonna go kill the monster that's rampaging around. Yeah, so, okay, this is not well explained. She's there, and she froze the wedding because there was a monster rampaging around that she just was like, I'm gonna save these people. So, yeah, it's like a Wolverine rhino monster. She froze it, and I guess I created a fucking time paradox because Evan, Jeffy, and Wenda are already there at the wedding when she froze it. So, like, it's like a divergent timeline.
Oh my gosh, okay.
But I never explained this shit because I was 11 and did not care to think it through. This one's tagged with, I'm fucking confused. The monster unhooked itself from Coryn and the whole scene unraveled. People awakened from their frozen slumber to scream and yell at the monster rampaging around as the kids ran towards their friend. But the Evan and Jeffy doubles came alive too, and when they saw their doubles, they kind of left Wenda lying there on the ground. Oh, the Wenda double's dead. They kind of left Wenda lying there on the ground to see the other Evan, Jeffy, and Wenda, and especially Coryn, who hadn't been there to save Wenda. They looked pretty confused.
So were we.
Confused.
You've been listening to the Retrospection section review of The Writers by Max. Tune in next time for a continuation of this gratuitous, nonsensical abomination in which Evan and Jeffy suddenly have twins. Evan admits his undying love for Coryn even though he vowed to hate her forever, and the kids face off with the master writer. Next time on the Retrospection section.